So, my name is Mariette. I come from Hungary. I work for this website called Átlátszó. I don't know, does it sound Finnish to you? Átlátszó? Maybe? Because I was feeling a bit frustrated that I don't have a Nordic background, but I'm kind of explaining it now to you that I have more than one Nordic reason to be here. First of all, Finnish is supposed to be far relative to Hungarian language. That's why I was asking maybe to the Finnish people it sounds Finnish, I don't know. I had the pleasure of learning Finnish language for some time in my life. It doesn't really work out, we Hungarians don't understand Finnish language at all, so, needless to say we are relatives, I don't know. I have studied Norwegian as well, and Norwegian language and culture stayed with me for a while. Also, Norwegian culture I think I started from the end. So Norwegian culture plays an important role in my life at the moment, especially the transparency culture. Why? Because the Norwegians, you remember somebody said yesterday, those bastards have the oil. Yes, that's right. And the money they have from the oil, they actually use it for some good. So they have started something that's called the Norway NGO Fund. And the Norway NGO Fund gives money to underdeveloped European Union countries. Yes, that's Hungary. So in Hungary, we work according to those beliefs and concepts of democratic rights and values that the Norwegians also share. And in Hungary, there's a word for the thing that I'm doing here now. I'm talking to you about freedom of information and kind of trying to make you use the law, and that's called Norwegian crime. And yes, we have a hashtag for it. So please do share your opinion or pictures or anything under the name Nordic Kriminalisation. So please take part in this exploration into committing a Norwegian crime with me. So, but transparency culture doesn't only relate to Norway. It actually started with this guy from Finland. His name is Anders Kidenius. And Anders, he was a guy who in the 1700s was fighting for introduction of freedom of information laws, and also for opening up trade and industry to a fair and better business conduct. And you remember the title of my presentation was How to Obtain Trade Secrets? Well, actually, nothing that I'm talking about is a secret here. So this is all open to public, and the freedom of information law allows citizens to pose questions to public bodies about how their money is spent. So anything that public bodies do with your taxpayers' money is actually open for you to supervise. And Anders Kidenius was not only an inspiration as a lawmaker, he was also an inspiration for a software that helps people to send questions to public bodies. This is the Hungarian implementation of Alavetteli. Alavetteli is the village where Anders lived. The software is an open source software. It was actually developed by a UK NGO called My Society. Just a fun fact, after the UK version, the Hungarian version is the most kind of successful one. We have 4,000 questions sent to public bodies in Hungary. So it performs quite well compared to the democratic situation of the country, or the fact that we are being considered underdeveloped. So at the NGO I work for, the journalists are looking at company data, contracts, information about what companies do, how they work, what kind of projects they do with the government. This is something that is related to corruption. So investigative journalists are looking for signs of corruption, but they are also looking at important and valuable business data. And there is actually a website called the Investigative Dashboard. It was started by an investigative journalism network. And the investigative dashboard helps journalists to obtain company information. So they have access to company registries, but they also provide the help of researchers for the journalists. They do the same thing for business as well. So the businesses can go to the investigative dashboard and actually obtain the same information, but they have to pay. So this is the business model of the initiative. But nothing that I'm talking about is something that you have to pay for. So freedom of information laws allow you to ask questions and obtain documents for free. Normally, you can recognize the freedom of information law if you see that they will ask you only to pay the cost of the reproduction. And normally, they would allow you to ask for electronic copies as well. And here comes Norway. So what if I'm working in Norway and I would like to look at business information, things about my field of interest? So one thing to check out is doffing.no, which is the website where the Norwegian government is publishing public tenders. I just made a quick search for IPv6, and I found that Oslo County has a notice until the 30th of January for an IPv6 solution with VPN networks. So if I had a company that was working with IPv6, I would go here and I would be able to apply for this notice and do this for the Norwegian government. But if it would be an expired notice or something that has been done, I could check out the contract and the description of the job, so I could see what others are doing in the same field. And in Norway, you can actually look at the correspondences of people who work in public administration. So again, I went to this website called oep.no and searched for IPv6 for the last month. And I had a funny search result. This is a correspondence between the Lånekassen, which is the state fund for student loans, and Diffi, which is the agency in Norway that helps people that helps government to introduce e-governance solutions. And Diffi was asking Lånekassen's IT department if they want to join a research, because the Norwegian government is thinking about introducing or switching every public body to IPv6. So they're kind of inviting them to take part in a feasibility study. But the director of the IT department says, I'm really sorry, but we don't have the resources to take part in this. But lycka till med arbetet means good luck with your job. So from this correspondence, you can actually see that there is going to be a feasibility study that the Norwegian government has plans with IPv6. And probably the feasibility study will come out with recommendations for the job, which means that if you are in this industry, you can request all three information and look at it and maybe take part in this whole thing. So if you are Norwegian, I suppose this is interesting. And in the end, since this was supposed to be a lightning talk, and I'm kind of like an activist-minded person, a few days ago, a Norwegian minister said that this thing or the process that I was talking to you about, looking for company data and so on and so on, is actually snooking or snooping in English. He had to alter his comment and add that, of course, it's not snooking if you are looking at public information. So it's only snooking if you are looking at people's private data. And as some of you are from Nordic countries, I would like you to take the kind of people into account and hold them to your transparency traditions, because that's what we are following in Hungary. Thank you.
mystification. Is that?
Norwegian crime.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Thank you so much.